Hi there, collective. This is a message for anyone who's feeling weighed down by the world right now. Right now, I'm feeling weighed down because of an incident that happened in my community where a Black woman was shot and killed by a local police officer. She had called for help due to a home invasion, and the police officer shot and killed her after turning off his body cam. The woman's name is Sonya Massey, and her killer was Sean Grayson. And this is just hitting me very hard. I know things have happened like this before, but it was in my local community, and being the mother to Black children, I just feel really unsafe. I feel really brought down. I feel as if community resources are not meant for certain people. You have to be a certain skin color to get help from the police, and that's just really sad and depressing. So I wanted to get a message from Spirit for anyone who's feeling weighed down by this, or just any of the other events that are going on in the world right now. I wanted to start out by getting one of these postcards from Spirit. So Spirit, please speak to the collective who's feeling down, who's feeling like the world isn't a fair and just place right now. Okay, so it says, "Dearest you, over here there is no mystery for us to unravel, as we know intimately how connected we all are, how the web of creation works, and how spirit is in every aspect of life, from the invisible to the visible. But it's impossible for humans to comprehend the complexities of how things actually work, because the most important threads in the tapestry don't make sense in the dimension you live in." That's right, this doesn't make any sense to me. That said, can you feel the importance of these currents of energy that bring events together in miraculous ways? You can't understand with your mind, but you can know with your heart and soul. Trust that even though you don't know the how, the what, or the why, we do. Surrender to the mystery and have faith that the unseen world is watching you with loving eyes, as Spirit weaves your life's mysterious and beautiful tapestry in glorious technicolor. All right, well, it's hard to accept that message right now, that things are happening in miraculous ways, when someone has just died. But I do hope that this sparks some social change. And I am encouraged by the fact that the police officer has been fired and has been arrested. So there's that, at least. All right, let's go ahead and get some cards from the Enchanted Map Oracle. What do you have to say to us through these cards, Spirit? What advice do you have for us to get through these times, to make sense of this seemingly senseless tragedy? Okay. Mountain. It feels like there's a mountain of injustice to climb right now. It feels as if the whole world is dark and in pain. It feels as if this one moonbeam of light is illuminating this face in agonizing pain right now. It feels as though there's so much to conquer, so much wrong, so much to be righted. Slow and steady. The progress will be slow and steady. These things won't turn around overnight, but we can keep making them important. We can keep, putting our voice out there. The dry desert, that's how it feels right now. It feels as if there's no place to go for help, as if there's no oasis, as if there's no promising future to look forward to. It feels as if all of these tax dollars being put into these police departments offer us nothing in return except death and remorse and pain, because we don't feel safe to call upon these resources, because we don't feel that as civilians our safety and peace is prioritized, and especially civilians, people of color. The talisman. All right, I would like to read the message from the book about the talisman. This is card 49. I'm going to look in the guidebook. A lesson truly learned is crystallized as earned wisdom. You have all you need for the success you seek. So hopefully this instance will become a lesson truly learned, that there needs to be change in our justice system, that there needs to be change in executing these laws, in training police officers, in making sure that they're held accountable. Hopefully this is the last lesson that needs to be learned. We don't need to be having so many more examples and so many more sacrifices for this lesson to be learned. Wisdom allows you to recognize traps on the road and familiar patterns that you want to avoid. It also enables you to quickly gather information about where you are on your journey. Okay, so we need to recognize where we are on the journey. That as many people as want to say that, they don't see color, that we don't have a problem, that only criminals get killed by the police, only people who are doing what they shouldn't be doing get hurt by the police. That's just not true. Here's another example of someone just living their life, just asking for help, just calling on the resources that they had paid into for a community that they're a part of, and paying for that decision with their life. Okay, so we need to see where we are and the familiar patterns. The ways this has happened over and over again. It helps you recognize your allies and know how to find the best routes along the way. Okay, so we need to be each other's allies. We need to speak up more in our communities. We need to not let these things just fall aside. I avoid the news a lot of the time. I avoid political issues a lot of the time. I got really, really into politics back in 2020. It was almost like an escape for me from my life that wasn't going so well at that time. So like 2019, 2020, I was in an abusive marriage, I was in a toxic workplace, and so like I put all my focus on this political race, the Democratic primary that was going on at that time, and I got so into it. And although, you know, there were some successes, ultimately, you know, it was still just a bit of a disappointment, and I just kept getting overwhelmed by everything that was going on, like all the political unrest, and watching the news would just give me like extreme anxiety. So I've really pulled back on it, but I feel like it's not something that can be ignored anymore. And I know maybe some of you are thinking that it should never be ignored, but it's difficult. It's difficult to stay engaged, you know. So this is a call for people to be allies to one another. Now you're at peace, where you know the right things to do and the best choices to make. You really can't commit a mistake. Whatever your inquiry, great fortune awaits you, for you have the wisdom to arrive at the right decision. You've learned your lessons and earned the right to your success. Well, I really hope that this is the case. I really hope that we will know the right path forward. I feel like this is saying that progress is going to be made, that changes are going to be made, systematic changes. And when it says you can't make a mistake, I feel like that's saying that any effort you put in toward pushing forward is going to be met with success. It's not going to be wasted effort. There will be change. All right, that's what I'm getting from this so far. I would like some messages from the tarot. Spirit, give us some guidance. Help us know how to process this event, how to process when life is just getting us down, when we just feel like a cog in the wheel. You know, I know not all of you will relate to this exact circumstance that's going on in my community, but if there's something else that's affecting you, you know, that's the reason why you clicked on this video. So I want to have guidance for my community, as well as anyone else who's just feeling worn down and saddened by life at this time. So Spirit, please give us some guidance on how to process this, on how to deal with this heaviness that we're feeling right now. Some messages for the collective that's feeling bogged down by their current circumstances, the collective that feels weary as far as what's going on in the world right now. Seven of Pentacles and the Eight of Pentacles. So Spirit really wants us to put in the work right now, and they want us to be patient and keep at it. They want us to not give up. They want us to look at this long-term vision of the future and making the world a better place for, you know, the younger generations and for our future selves. And it is going to take a lot of hard work. It's going to take a lot of focus and dedication. It's like we've built up this experience throughout our lives of dealing with tragedies and trying to make the most of it. And Spirit's just asking us to stay the course right now, to continue putting in that hard work for a long-term vision for a better future. Thank you, Spirit. Please give us some more advice on how we can process, on how we can move forward. What other advice do you have for us right now, Spirit? Okay. The Empress. So Spirit is asking us to get in touch with our passionate side. Spirit is asking us to tap into Mother Nature, to the human thread that runs through us all. That's what we heard in this postcard from Spirit as well. How we can't fully comprehend the true nature of humanity, the thread that runs through us, that we are made of the same stardust. Spirit is asking us to tap into that, to not forget the beauty of the natural world, to not forget the beauty of our human spiritual connection that we have to each other, to use our power to draw in change, to embody it, and to birth this change into the world. With the Queen of Swords and the Knight of Swords, Spirit is asking us to be just. Spirit is asking us to focus on the law, okay? This can't just be social change. It has to be legal change as well. There have to be strict rules. For example, police body cams. Getting some better rules in place for that. Making sure that it's not just a matter of, oh, when I feel like I'm not going to be represented the best way, I can just turn off my camera. No. We need to raise our swords. We need to be fair, but we need to put it in writing. We need to put it down in law. We need to insist on fairness and justice. And we need to do it with speed, okay? There's all this passion going on in the environment now. There's all these waves. There's these cloudy skies. The birds are scattering. We need to run in here with our sword up. And I'm not talking about violence, okay? That's not what I'm talking about with these swords. The swords represent a combination of thought and action. So we are talking about action. We are talking about words, okay, law. We're not talking about violence here, but we are talking about seizing on this passion and moving forward quickly, making something happen while the stab of the sword is still strong. Utilizing this passion and taking action. Okay? Fighting for justice. And then Spirit is giving us the Hierophant. Spirit is asking us to draw from the lessons before us. How has change been enacted in the past? How do the legal systems work? How can we create this change? This is about doing our research. This is about, following the process, changing things in the way that they must be changed. I see the Hierophant, as a judge here. And I see these people as pleading their cases. Okay? So I do see justice coming in, and I see this advice that we use our passion to move forward, but we must do it by the book. We must learn the lessons. We must see how things have been changed before, and we must follow the process to make this change happen and to make it a lasting change. Okay. Any final messages from Spirit? Final messages from Spirit. 10 of Wands. This is a heavy burden, you know? You're not wrong. You're not crazy for feeling this way. It's heavy. It's a lot. It's a tragedy. You know? I just feel like this person is just sobbing into their bundle of sticks right now, feeling so heavy. Feeling, just like I said, like the weight of the world is on them. Okay, so this is Spirit acknowledging that and validating that. But there is going to be justice. I saw her before when I saw the Queen of Swords. I saw this Lady Justice. She is here. She is balancing the scales. Know in your heart that there will be justice. That although it's a lot of work, that although it's a heavy burden, that things are moving forward. Okay? He is making progress here. As difficult as it is. Okay? And you have a choice. You have a choice to stay on this higher path. You have a choice to follow this angel here. You have a choice to take all of these actions and to make all of this progress under the light of the sun, under the guidance of the angel. Okay? You have been brought forth naked and vulnerable by all the pain in the world. You are displaying your passion. You are hurting. But this is like having your heart cracked open, being in this vulnerable state and still choosing to follow the higher path. Still choosing to live under the light of that angel and know that justice will be done and that progress will be made. Okay? Thank you, my collective. I hope that this helped in any small way. And, let me know if there's anything else I can address for you. Good night.